I've landed on planet 412. I'll be your captain of sorts as we navigate this strange, cryptid-filled world. Join me on the quest for truth, through the strange, mysterious, and supernatural. This is Planet 412.
And welcome to Planet 412, and I want to thank everybody who is in the chat here for coming tonight. Hello to 8 people who are here at the moment. E69 Anki, World Pros, Anthony Reed. Let's see who else. Dawn, Paula Hawk. Username, Pamela Stefanich. Hello. I wanted to thank everybody for coming tonight. Normally, this would be a town hall session live stream, but hi, Smurfy and Bell. This is something different. We announced last week that we are going to do the Supernatural Town Hall session once every month. So the second Tuesday of the month, we will have the group together, but I'm going to be doing some different things, 3 different live streams. Tonight, it's just me. I've been getting a lot of comments from you guys out there about, you guys want to get to know me and have comments that need answered. You have questions that always want to be, answered. So that is what I'm doing tonight. So I want to tell everybody thank you for coming. If you wouldn't mind heading on over and hitting that like button, as soon as you get in here, jump on over, hit that. It'll take 1 second. I greatly appreciate it. But I'm super pumped to do this tonight. I had gotten some questions already, some comments, but since we have people here, and hello, Belle and Ariel Joy, and username, I don't know who you are, but hello. If anybody wants to start throwing out any questions towards me, I would be happy to answer them. I don't see Truth Seeker here yet. She had a question earlier, but I do have one comment here. This is from Flying. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Flying Bacon 352 Ham 6. And hi, Matt. I was there. Here, let me explain. In 1987, I went to school in all of those old blast furnace buildings. I was an apprentice in the Iron Workers program, and for over a year, I spent working to get the part of Briar Hill opened back up for the coke mill to operate again. This is that area, everybody. I'd scavenged parts from the old to modify into our modifications. I used to climb up the iron right next to that concrete structure to hang out at lunch. I've seen those same dogs. The Mahoning River is right there, a perfect place for it to raise pups. Usually has 2 bitches with them, female dogs. I know more. You're all extremely fortunate and definitely watched over. Ever go back there to look for evidence? They're real. That is extremely, telling right there. I've never met Flying Bacon 352 Ham 6, but that says a lot. There's somebody corroborating different things that I was telling you guys about in my experience about, the structure itself, about the wild dogs. Hey, Truth Walker, how are you? And what he had asked me at the end there, it's very telling. I'd like to I'm going to reply more to him because I'd like to talk to him because he says they're real. So he obviously saw something. But he asked, ever go to look there for evidence? I have not gone back since the second time we went, and I've talked about this in my interviews before. I have gone to that steel mill after it happened. It was years after. I'd say it was either 4 or 5 years, if I remember right. We went back to get an idea of the size of this thing. And, if you guys heard my interviews before about the pillars that held the building up, they were about 4 to 5 feet wide. And they went as high as the ceilings, about 18 feet high was how high the ceilings were. And we figured out that that thing was roughly from the top of the head, 10 to 11 feet, with the tips of the ears possibly 12 feet tall. I am going to go back. I'm going to go back with Stacy and possibly my daughter, and we're going to go around and we're going to check that place out, and we're going to get pictures for everybody, and we are going to definitely get some things for everybody to see. What are you pointing at?
Wait, go back down. There's a question in here that will answer why you haven't been back there yet. Right there.
Okay, Smurfy asking out of curiosity, so no offense. How did you lose your leg? Very good question. Thank you. I totally forgot for a second how to do this. Um, I lost my leg. I have lupus. If anybody doesn't know what that is, it's an autoimmune deficiency disease. I have systemic lupus, which is the more serious case. What led to the loss of my leg was when I was roughly 16, about 2 years after that event happened. My little brother, and my cousin were going to the Cleveland Clinic Heart Hospital to see a family member who had had open heart surgery. Long story short, we were getting off. If anybody knows Cleveland, Ohio, Carnegie Avenue, we got off on that exit. As we were sitting at that light, I noticed I was in the back seat. I saw headlights. I turned and looked, and a car hit us. Roughly, the police, the highway patrol figured out between 70, 75 miles per hour. I took the greatest punch in the back. The guy was drunk and he was arrested. But what happened is I got neuropathy in my leg, which anybody knows what that does. It causes nerve damage. Had 2 surgeries, they failed, and unfortunately, they had to take the leg. So that's the quick explanation of that one. Hold on 1 second. What thing? Come here.
Kind of left out all the infection.
Well, that's the short one. That's the short one. I'm not the my wife was basically telling me that I had, other things that had occurred. And what happened was I've had 30 surgeries a lifetime, and there was a lot of complications. But I would basically be sitting here for the whole live stream to explain that. For the gist of it, that story I just told you, that's basically how I lost it. Um, I also had a near death experience that I can touch on for everybody. But right now, I'm going to touch on Dacawone, Dogmen, military experiments, think Island of Dr. Moreau, demonic creatures, interdimensional creature, or some biological anomaly. And yes, Jeanette Furnace looks like Saw was filmed there. I agree 100%. I think that this one, and I've discussed it before, there are different kinds out there. I believe that there are more of the natural kinds. I don't know where they're coming from, who got their hands on them in the government, but I think they're more government related. I think maybe genetically they got their hands on one of the types that I saw, which was 100% supernatural. That was not created in a lab. If they were able to get a sample of it, I think maybe that's how they got these natural ones. Or there's two different kinds. You go back all the way to biblical times with the cynocephaly and Saint Christopher, and they talk about the island of the dog-headed men. I mean, this goes back. We go back to my short video that I just made talking about You know, the history of werewolves and dogmen, you know, going back to Zeus and Olympus. And, you know, we always talk about this on this channel, that there are a lot of truths to myths and stories. How much of it is true? I don't know. So let's go here. We have Tom Pike. I've seen a Sasquatch, but not a dog man. I want to, but should I even try? That's on you, Tom. The experiences that I've heard with dogmen all tend to be negative. A lot of very positive Sasquatch experiences. I did not see a Sasquatch, but I'm pretty positive, along with others, that that's the EVP I got on my second video. You won't believe what happened at Beaver Creek State Park in Columbiana County, Ohio. My advice, if you want to have an experience, and I'm telling everybody out there, go in to whatever area that you found out about that you might hear, you know, regular types of events occur. Go in with a positive mental attitude. Say out loud, I'm here as your friend, as your brother or sister. I mean you no harm. I just want to have an experience with you. Please show yourself to me. That's what I did at Beaver Creek, and something positive happened. So we'll go to Bell next. Do you believe dogmen and other cryptids are a part of a different dimension? The three-letter agencies created them, or the people who see them have special powers? Just like I started talking about before, I do believe there are agencies that mess with genetics. I absolutely, positively believe that there are other dimensions, multiverses, and whatnot out there. What I saw with my friends was not from this dimension. It was from elsewhere. Some people say maybe a hellhound or what. I don't know. Demon, I don't know. From hell, other dimension, are they the same thing? Could be. Um, in regards to the last question or the comment of, do I believe people who see them have special powers? I believe that people that frequently have experiences repeatedly, for whatever reason, have something about them. And I think there is genetic and familial connections with things that happen with certain people. I can speak on this for sure about myself. I talk about what happened with my great great grandfather and great aunt in Lebanon when she was being stalked by a jinn. My great great grandfather kicked the door down, and if you haven't heard the story, he got a piece of wet, degrading wood in his leg from the door he kicked in, and 3 days later, he died from gangrene. Can you say that being killed him? He was the cause, or it was the cause. My point I'm making on that is as far back I can go in my family that I'm aware of. But there are other parts of my family on the Lebanese side. And for those of you that don't know, I'm half Lebanese and half German Irish. The Lebanese side, I have a lot of cousins who have had supernatural types of things that occurred with them. I think if you take people that have viable, and what I mean by that is they sound like they really are legitimately having experiences, not some of these ghost shows you see on TV and things are staged. And if these people seem like they're really being truthful and honest, it would be cool to actually ask them, hey, do you have other family members that, you know, going back, have you heard stories that this has gone on in your family for X amount of time? And I think more often than not, you will hear people talk about cousins or other family members that are gone that had experiences as well. Thank you, Belle. That was a good question. Move down here. Oh, thank you, username. I appreciate you subscribing. I'm going to go up here. I don't see this one.
Right below where you put.
Okay.
Here, I didn't answer it.
Okay. Paula Hawk. Could dogmen be the demonic hellhounds of old? 100%. Where at?
Scroll down a little bit.
Sorry, everybody.
Under Smurfy. Thanks for sharing that.
There we go. All right. Thank you, Paula Hawk.
He needs his wife to keep him on track.
So, me being alone tonight, I have a little more of my hands. So, anybody that's popping in, thank you for being here as well. Speaking with my priest after the experience that I had when I was 14, you know, I really needed to open up to somebody, and I spilled my guts, and I fully believed that his name was Father Ashkar, that he would, Matthew, you know, you shouldn't make, he was Lebanese, very deep Lebanese, had a Lebanese accent. I fully expected him to maybe even call my parents, and Matthew's making stories up, and he didn't go there. Those of you that didn't hear it, what he said is he believed me 100%. He said, Matthew, and I quote, he said, sometimes things bleed into our realm, into our dimension and our universe from other places. Sometimes we see them, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we bump into them and have experiences with them. Sometimes there's nothing that occurs. They go their way, we go ours. And other times people disappear. He talked about what he thought I saw was. He thought it was a demon. He did mention hellhounds. He said, obviously, I don't know for sure what it was, but he went along the lines of a demon, which they are demonic, let's be honest. You go all the way back, I can't remember the exact date, to the first known recorded experience of a hellhound, and that was either in Scotland or in I'm going to get yelled at from some of my friends, or in Ireland, is where it happened in a church, and a little boy was staring out bored at church, looked out the window and saw a hellhound coming at this church. And I'll find out, and if anybody is good at looking up information on the fly, in this church that's still there, they have a door that actually has the scratches still in the door. They have burn marks. This thing came in through the church and 2 people dropped dead. So, is this what this was? I don't know. It's very possible it had some of the characteristics for sure.
Go back up. Somehow it keeps talking.
Okay, guys, I'm coming.
You missed a few. Keep going.
Okay.
Stay on it.
I gotcha. I'm not going to lose you guys. Anthony Reed, sleep meditations. Did you notice any specific smell from that dogman creature? I've been asked that question countless times. Did it have a smell? I don't know. And if it was a hellhound, it would make sense that the only thing that we smelled was the fire we had burning in there. Hellhounds, if you've heard experiences through myth and time, explanations, you know, the smell of brimstone and smoke and things like that. So if it was a hellhound, it may have been emanating those scents, and that's all we did smell. If it was something else, and it did have a animal smell. The smell of the smoke was being encapsulated inside of the Jeanette blast furnace. So no, we did not smell anything animal-like. And we are going to get to, let's see, Danielle. Have you ever gotten any dragon stories? Oops, sorry, I put that down. I actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. I'm going to be, if you guys saw my short story, which is going to be something I'm going to do every once in a while, I have the mini series of these short little videos. And what I'm going to do is I am going to make different ones. And dragons popped up. I actually got one story from someone a couple weeks ago about a dragon. And this was like now, this was, I think, in Costa Rica. They had written me and told me that they were, if I can remember this right, they were doing like a mountain climb, and they saw something that, for all intents and purposes, looked like a dragon. I'm going to save the whole story for the video, but yes, to answer your question, Danielle. Do dogmen, and it's Anzar, Vital, and bioproducts. Do dogmen turn to human shape in day like in the movies, or just in caves during light day and came out at night? You're referring more to werewolves. It's warm in here. So if you could hit the, thank you, dear. You're referring more to werewolves. So are there really werewolves? Um, you know, I would have said no if I didn't have my experience. Um, it's really hard for me to doubt anything these days after what I saw with my friends. A lot of truth in myth and legend, a lot of truth in movies we're finding out in Hollywood these days. They're giving us snippets of information, and you're getting people from the industry that say that. Um, so the traditional werewolf is somebody that has been afflicted with either a curse or was bitten by another werewolf or person that has been bitten by another, and so on and so forth. Yet for whatever reason, they have this either genetically in their family. Maybe you heard the story of the seventh son, that certain families have seven children, and if they are born with the seventh child being a seventh son, they can turn into werewolves. You have your traditional way that you get, like I just said, scratched, bitten by someone that has been cursed or infected by another one. Dogmen, on the other hand, are that all the time. Again, we could get really deep into the different kinds of dogmen. I just see two main columns when I'm looking at it in my head: natural, supernatural. Um, I'd love to know if all of the non-supernatural ones are all genetically made, or if they are coming from elsewhere. But like I said, the experience that me and my friends had, there was another dimension involved, 100%, and I would like to know more about it someday. Pike, do dogmen change back? Just back to the question I had just talked about before this from Anzar. Dogmen do not, in regards to, and by the way, let me say this real quick, everybody. I am in no way, shape, or form, like the top professional, genius on this. I've just learned things over the years. Number one, first and foremost, from my experience with my friends. I have delved really deep into things. Obviously, something like that happens, you're going to really get obsessed with that. but I'm not a professional. I am not the end all be all. But from everything that I have learned over the years since that happened when I was 14, again, dogmen and werewolves are separate. So I would consider changing back to be a werewolf.
New England. Nope. Ansar or New England. For next.
Okay.
Right.
All right, Anzar again. Do dogmen have a fear of being burnt by fire if you use fire as your defense against this demonic creature? I will point at this. I think of the experiment or the experience that happened with Martin Groves, which I would assume the majority of everybody here probably has heard Martin Groves' incredible dogman experience with his partner where they were attacked by multiple dogmen. They saw Sasquatch from across a field, which may have been in control of them. And, you know, I think that that would say, and thank you, Don, very much. Uh, what I would say about that, if you listen to the experience of what occurred, they had a giant fire going during that attack. And there were either 2 or 3 dogmen that came in on them right by their fire. So I'm going to say no. And I have another reason my experience. The dogman that came into the building after the 4 of us, when I had my experience, walked inches, if the farthest a foot, from a giant bonfire that we had set in the middle of the room. So I would say a healthy no. And thanks again, Dawn. May have heard once when I was turkey hunting, it was like nothing I have heard ever in my life in the PA New Jersey border. I've heard definitely in that area, I've heard definite experiences with both dogmen and Bigfoot. And again, thank you very much for that. Let's go up here. And again, thank you everybody for coming tonight. Where are you bringing me? Oh, wait.
You missed. Yep. There you go.
Smurfy, did you have any paranormal activity leading up to your encounter or shortly after? Nothing that would have made me look back and think that occurred. So, and Dawn, again, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Very sweet of you. I've had some experiences occur when I was younger, just to let you guys know. Small ones. But again, enough that I've been able to look back over my life to say, wow, I've really had experience here, and they all add up into a mound. The house, 2 houses down from where I grew up on the north side of Youngstown, was well known in the neighborhood. Everybody growing up that it's the Kraft family lived there, and we played with their kids, and it was well known that the Kraft house was haunted, and we had some crazy stuff happen there. In my house, and before that, I'll keep that up for you too, Don. In my house, me and my little brother during the summer one year, it was an older house, so we had the window air conditioner unit, and we were playing with Hot Wheels on the bed. Something was trying to get into the room. We thought it was my mom. She's the only one there, banging on the door. Open the hallway door, the door to the hallway. All the doors were closed because they all had air conditioner units in it. The stairs to the attic was closed. Nobody there. Mom downstairs cooking. Closed the door before I took 2 steps away. Bam, 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 bam. really scary, so much so that the door seemed like it was going to pop open. So I was holding the door, and I mean, I have goosebumps right now, and the door was being hit. I screamed to my little brother, Greg, come over here, help me hold the door. And we're holding the door, screaming bloody murder for my mother to come up. Finally, she came up, and by the time she got to the door, it had stopped. She opened the door and yelled at us, and I got a crack with the spaghetti covered spoon because she said that we were lying to her that we were doing it. But something trying to get in that bedroom. That was the only thing that happened in that house that I can remember. Um, so that's for that one. Dawn, it was like a hyena giggle, child screaming, deep growl, turkey gobble, and a 2 second scream like noise. I was walking the train. That's horrifying. Not what I heard, but you have Sasquatch, you have dogmen that are known to be able to imitate other animals. So, not a surprise. Let's go up here. Okay. Oh, hold on 1 second. I see something I have to comment on. Watermelonade. Big shout out to Christian people from Lebanon. They haven't had it easy with their fellow countrymen. You're correct. Thank you very much. Let's move up. Where are we going? Right there. Murphy. No, that's not. Sorry, I answered that one. Okay, babe. New England Dirt Roadie. I like that name. Why do some people have neutral or even positive encounters with dogmen? I've heard very few neutral encounters. The bulk of what I've heard over the years is, at the very least, and if you want to call it benign, they're chased out of an area. They're scared. They are terrorized to the point where it's happened enough that some people are starting to say that they almost seem like they they get off on scaring people, that they will just get close enough to horrify you and then leave you alone. Now you have other ones like mine where 100% this was not trying to scare us, it was coming for us. You go and you touch on the missing 411. You look at our parks, and I mean, we could go deep, everybody. About how many people are starting to show up missing, and just think of how many are missing that we don't even know about. I think a lot of them are more from dogman attacks than from Sasquatch. I do think Sasquatch have taken people and killed them. I can't answer exactly why. I have heard one positive I can think of with a dog man, New England Dirt Roadie. I read this one experience where a guy talks about when he was younger having this white dog, um, love of his life, best friend. Dog gets older, it passes away. Fast forward to where he is a father and his family. They're in a Winnebago mobile home type situation on vacation. One of them or multiple dogmen were running across the street. He was going to hit one, hits the steering wheel, and they basically go off the side of the road to where they were teetering on going down into hundreds of feet, where he said we would have been killed if it fell over. And he said it started tipping, and they thought for sure that they were going to be killed. Numerous dogmen, one white one, first showed up, and he thought it was coming for him. And this thing grabbed the Winnebago and started to right it, and with some type of animalistic verbal sound, caused the other ones with it to help, where they literally lifted it and sat it back down on road. The others kind of pulled away from it, and he finished with this, that the white one came towards his side where his window was down and came up and stuck its head in the window. And basically, I think he had his hands up. I'm not remembering verbatim, but basically where he had his hands like this, and it nudged up toward his hand and made him itch by its ear or a certain way, which is the exact thing he used to do to his white dog that passed. And he said before they ran away, it turned and looked at him and gave him the impression that this was his reborn dog. So I don't know too many positive ones, but that's one of them. Okay, let's see. Has anyone heard? Let's see what this one. Ariel Joy. Has anyone heard the story about a survivor of the 1982 LBL massacre of that family? He was friend, 12-year-old boy, if I remember correctly, and hid up underneath the motorhome. I did not. So if anybody has information on that one, you will be giving me some information. The only one I know about it is that they were all killed. I think I have heard whisperings of possibly somebody surviving, but I don't know the specifics. Okay. Belle, I'm curious. Could you give a few examples of why you believe that dogman in your experience, you were 14, was supernatural and not from this realm? Well, I will start with the first thing is the eyes. The eyes were glowing, and if anyone here has heard this multiple times, I apologize. And hey, Madeline, I see you there. Its eyes were glowing, deep, deep amber orange colored. It looked like, and I'll use my normal saying, uh, it looked like there was a power source behind them. And thank you, New England Dirt Roadie. I appreciate that. The second thing that happened when this thing came into, well, before it came in, there was the infrasound it did. So it roared at us, and we had a physical type feeling that happened to us. Now, you can say that's not supernatural because there are natural creatures on this planet that utilize infrasound. Um, the level and how loud it was just anything beyond what you've ever heard. It was almost like speakers were set up. Then you get into the building, and we had the fire going, and I had briefly touched on this a little bit ago about how it was going around. It was looking for us. It was sniffing the air, and it came by the fire. And what occurred was, if you've ever seen the movie Predator, when it cloaks, its front left arm came up and down, sat near the fire. It was the closest limb to it. And it cloaked out, so only that front left arm. You could still see the shape of it still there. It was glistening, but it had that look. And then the fire itself reached out towards its arm. So, be it something, when it cloaks, it's using something electromagnetic, possibly, which caused the fire to pull away and go towards it. I don't know. And then, lastly, what occurred when, again, I'll always say it, there was divine intervention when it was about to pounce on me specifically, and then it would have been my best friend next. The train came by, hit the whistle. It decided to leave instead of killing me. And when it hit that last set of stairs, it ended up, as it was running, you could see it turning into basically a large black mass, like an amorphous shadow. And once it got to the middle part of that last flight of stairs that would take it to the first floor and out, gone, gone. Hold on one sec. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. You guys are asking great. Scott Peterson. Here we go. Let's see. Well, I have a weird idea. Anyone other than me noticed that there are higher than usual dogmen sightings near areas of dense Scandinavian Russian ancestry. I don't know that. That's news to me. Thank you for giving that. You go over to Europe, Germany, and places along those lines. That's where the history and the mythology, as far back as most of us know, really heard of the modern day werewolf started to occur from there. Again, we can go back to Gilgamesh and Zeus, and go even farther back, and you go back and again into biblical times and the Cynocephali and the dog-headed island, the dog-headed men of the island of the Cynocephali, Saint Christopher. But that would make sense to me that over in the European areas by Scandinavia and Russia, that they would have them as well. Thank you for that. See, Madeline has no coincidence to see something like a dog man or Bigfoot and also have other types of paranormal experiences like hauntings or UFO sightings. It's all connected. I agree, Madeline, and we've talked about this on the different shows that you are always around, and there is a connection, 100%. I'd love to know what the real one is by the time I'm gone. Okay. Dakawoni. I hope I say it right. If I'm mispronouncing, I apologize. Dakawan or Dakawoni. A blast furnace may have attracted an interdimensional creature due to its intense energy or provided enough energy to open a portal. That is excellent. It wasn't running. It had been since closed down, but there was tons of material around. You have energy from, you look at like hauntings, for instance, if you watch a lot of these haunting shows that go on and they talk about, energy that remains, and you get these beings that are able to come about because of just, water. And again, I always bring up the Mahoning River by the Jeannette Blast Furnace. You have the Mahoning River there. You have metal, and I have heard a lot of metal and things of iron and ore all were surrounding where we were. So very good. Thank you. Okay, let's go. Oh, that's not one. Okay, here we go. Hizzo6488. Matt, do you think dogmen are different from their various regions? For example, we were told they were skinwalkers here in New Mexico. I think skinwalkers are different. I would even go so far as to connect skinwalkers to werewolves. I would also love to find out someday, along with a lot of other things, if skinwalkers are where werewolves history and mythology comes from. Did a cursed individual, which is what a skinwalker is. A lot of them you get, like medicine men, people that choose to become skinwalkers. They do something evil to become them. Same thing with some of the curses through mythology. If you look through it, it goes way back. People doing evil types of things like in with Zeus, killing his son, trying to feed him to Zeus to see if he's the all-knowing. Well, he was the all-knowing, and he knew, and he turned him into a wolf. That's a really good question. I've heard of various regions also having different types. So more into some of the areas in the southwest and southeast, I've heard more of the skinwalker human shaped and size of human type of dogmen as well. Um, that's a very good point, though. Okay, here we go. Glade's creature. Matt, didn't it turn into a black mass shadow? Yes, it did. It basically, like I said, it was running down. So when it stopped just feet from me, I was at the top of the third floor flight of stairs. It stopped feet from me, 5 feet. It turned around after it decided to leave. I truly believe when it heard that whistle go off from that train, that signaled humans are coming, more people. This was a meal. It also goes into my thought of you look at wolves and the pack mentality. This thing, no doubt, there is no question. I would bet my life on it. The alpha male of alpha males. And in the pack of wolves, the alpha male will eat first, and the other pack animals will wait till the alpha says, "Okay, guys, I'm done. Come on and eat." So, number one, was it alone? I don't know. We didn't see any others. But when this thing turned around and jetted down the stairs, we saw it physically running as it ran up. When it hit that last flight of stairs at the top of the second floor to shoot down, as it started running down that flight of stairs, you saw it start to change from a being moving like a creature, an animal would, into there are no more legs touching the stairs. The ears will just little nubs, and um, you just saw a little bit of muzzle. So it was just a big black mass, an amorphous shadow that was changing shape as it was going down the stairs. And again, when it left, zip, gone, bang, like taking a flashlight, putting it on the wall, and moving your hand. That's as fast as it left the building. Let's see. P. Gene, how are you? I'm not getting teased by the other guys for booting you out. Again, I'm so sorry. I'll make that up to you someday. Weird. Would heat energy still qualify as energy for them? I don't see why not. Um, as my priest said, he thought possibly hellhound or demon is where he was really going for. He mentioned other things just for everybody that didn't hear that before. He mentioned people being, possessed and things like that. But with my creature, he was shooting towards demon, interdimensional being, and you just go from different things. They've had, and this is changing subject obviously, but there have been recordings made from our telescopes out there that or satellites that watch the sun, and I'm sure some of you have seen some of these recordings of ships of some sort from where, who knows, but they are utilizing, plasma or whatever, and you see as they pull away from the sun like a plasma line that breaks. So if other beings are utilizing, heat, fire, sun, plasma as energy, I don't see why not with them as well, especially if they're interdimensional beings. Move us down here. And you're welcome, Belle. Okay, Tammy. Matt, can you go dog man hunting with Joe Barger and Barton Nunley, Manistee Forest, Michigan, and LBL of Kentucky? Well, just to let you know, Tammy, Barton has invited me when I heal up to come to the LBL and to be brought into the Brotherhood of the Wolf. I'm sure Joe would be welcome from Barton. Barton would have to throw that one out, but I will absolutely be happy to throw that out, and I would love to do that. Absolutely, Tammy. That sounds awesome. And if we do that, you better believe it'll be right here on Planet 412. Okay, Ariel Joy, where should I send you the link for the interview of the LBL massacre survivor? Um, you could, so yeah, if you just, you could first of all send it to the Planet 412 email. So spell it out, PLANETFOURTWELVE at gmail.com, and leave that LBL massacre in there. And what I'll do is I'll bring it up on my phone, and I will, as we're sitting here, I will look that up and bring that up. Okay, let's see. I have some other comments that I said that I was going to read. Okay, we'll get to those. I'm being told to go down. Bell. Bell is just killing it tonight. Any resources such as books, websites, YouTube channels, etc., where I can learn more about them. I've listened to hundreds of people's encounters on YouTube. I want to learn more about the mythology. I mean, right here, I know it's old hat to say this, Bell. I apologize, but I would just Google it. I would be as specific as you're being with me and say, history of dogmen and werewolves. I would look up, and I'm going to put this right here in the chat. And you put that what I just put in the chat, cynocephaly, and you look that up, and that will bring you uh, to an area where you will be going back into biblical times, into St. Christopher. Uh, Google St. Christopher, dog-headed men, island of dog-headed men, and that will bring you again into cynocephaly. What I also would recommend that you do is that you go um, to conferences that are dealing with these things. More and more conferences are popping up, not just Sasquatch conferences. So I know Josh Turner is talking about doing another conference possibly in November. I hope he does, because if he does, I was at the one last year. He wants me to go to that one. If they do it, I'll be there, and there will be, trust me, tons of dogman information spoken about there. I'm even going to take a whack at a conference down the road. So trust me when I tell you, I will let all of you know. When I put on a Planet 412 conference, I'll get as many of the people that you love on your different channels you subscribe to come, and we will try and answer all your questions. Thanks, Bill. Let's see. I want to comment on this one. El Martino, high quartz content in soil has been thrown out there as possible energy source as well. Yes, I have heard that multiple times. Very good. There it is. Thanks, Tammy. 1800s, Wexford, Michigan, first sighting Wikipedia. Thank you. Yes. Very good. Numa, what's up, Numa462? Has there ever been a historic confirmed kill historically? I can't say yes or no. A lot of you know Joe Barger's experience. I'm just going to refer to what I always say. I believe a lot of experiences out there. However, with, like, for instance, for mine, I can't grab all of you. I wish I could and take you back in time and keep us cloaked, obviously, from that thing and let you see it. As goes the same for Mr. Barger. It all comes down to, do you believe him? I've heard of, besides Mr. Barger saying he shot one and killed it, which also, and I'm not, this is not me doubting him, but when he came back, you know, a lot of people have different answers of why it wasn't laying there anymore. Well, maybe there was another one, or maybe the government took it and they said, you know, you killed our asset. What if it actually got up and left itself? It's possible. I'm sure the government has some definite listings in their top secret files about killing some of them. 100%. Mabs P. Hi, Matt. Hi, how are you? Do you think you will see the dogmen again? Do you have an intuition that you might see it again? Maybe not the same creature you saw when you were a kid, but another dogman. My wife isn't going to like hearing this. I do. I'm going to be going to sites where they are known to have been seen. I'm going to be going, as Tammy Truth Seeker had said. Um, she'd love us to go to the LBL. I'm going to be going there, and I have to be 100% honest with you, all of you. I have my gut feeling that I have said in countless interviews, and my wife knows, and my daughter, that when I go off my gut instinct, I'm usually right. I have a very strong feeling I'll see one again. I do not hope it's as close as it was when I was 14. Um, I have spoken about the dreamscape dream that I had 8 months ago now, where I had a ultra realistic dream where I was in my backyard. I was attacked by the same thing. It did mind speak to me. It told me it would see me again. I do have a feeling I'll see one, if not it, again. Danielle, Matt, Ariel Joy would like to know where to send the interview with the. Oh, okay. I already told her. Thank you. Let's see. For the no, the LBL survived.
Your email address is in the channel.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I hope you guys didn't hear that one too. Thank you. My wife reminded me in the channel description. I should know this. On Planet 412, you go there and the email's there just for everybody to know. But I do things hard, so sorry.
You can also join your Facebook.
You guys can join the Facebook group on top of not only being a subscriber to Planet 412. You can join. I'm not only want members, of course, with Channel 412's membership, but I've been trying to push people also in the direction of Patreon. So if you want to be a part of getting some different information that others aren't getting, you should do that. Okay. Scott Lee, compared to your encounter, what other one would you say is as terrifying as yours? I cannot not mention Martin Groves. Um, I just think what they went through was equally as horrifying, if not more so, in different ways. We were children, we were babies, we weren't grizzled police officers. I said, what I saw when I was 14, and I mean this, and this is, I know some Navy SEALs. One of my good friends from high school is a Navy SEAL. I'm not putting them down, but I'm telling you what, unless you are part of a government sanctioned group that deals with cryptids, dogmen, Bigfoot, whatever, and you've never seen something like that, I don't care what type of training you have. Just look at Martin Grove's story and you listen to him talk about it. That is a man's man, years on the police force, and they were just horrified. I would say that one is. I've heard other ones that were pretty bad. I heard one of a hunter that put a 30-30 shell inside of a dog man's chest, right at the heart area. And from his experience, and I say this often, I hear a lot of stories. I say experiences when I believe them. I've heard a lot of cringeworthy stories. I've heard some experiences that I buy, and the one of the 30-30 shot that he put in his chest, and it looked down and basically was like, yeah, that's pretty scary as well. Guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please do me a favor. It means a lot to me. I would greatly appreciate it. Oh, okay. Hello, Carol Ann. Seriously, Matt, I'm so jealous. That sounds awesome. Okay, which one is it? Which one sounds awesome?
Going hunting.
Go, the going hunting. Hey, Carol Ann, you're welcome to come, honey. I'll bring you. Matt, if I share a story with you, could I stay anonymous 100%? Everybody, if you have any stories that you would like to share with me, I can guarantee you 100% confidentiality. I won't talk about it with any other of my friends that are creators. What you send to me stays with me. So yes, his those 64HH, 100%. Please do. And again, Carol Ann, from the in between, guys, if you have not been to the in between on YouTube, you need to go check out Carol Ann's channel. Her husband Anthony helps put that together. They are an amazing team. She, of course, is the talent and does an incredible job. Head over to the in between, hit subscribe. She's almost to 20,000. In fact, I'm going to make a plea out to my people for Planet 412. If you are not subscribed to the in between and that amazing channel they have going over there with Carol Ann, head on over and help them out and get them the 20,000. I consider it a personal favor. And they also did my story. If anyone doesn't know, he did my experience absolutely, positively, lights out, honored, incredible. Head on over to the in between and watch my experience told like no one has ever told it before. And you are welcome, sweetheart. And I'm serious, Caroline. Come with us. All right. Let's see. And guys, just to let you know, for next week, there's a good chance I will make sure Rye Voss from Codega's Codex of Curiosity may be my guest next week. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. I can't go down anymore, babe. All right, I'm going to go here to comments I had sent to me. Reese537. You can feel the truth when it hits in the stomach. I felt it immediately and consistently when you spoke with Josh on what lurks beneath. Your 1.4 million views, by the way. Your experience blows my mind. This is genuinely terrifying. I'm not sure how anyone goes back to normal daily life after witnessing such a thing. You tell your story beautifully. Are these creatures actual flesh and blood or spiritual? You guys have already heard me say it. The one that I saw, um, no, not flesh and blood. There are some out there, and it would be interesting to see where they come from. Skinwalkers are a completely different thing, and I've heard some horrifying ones, and I'll touch on them in the future. So let's go. Bell has something else. When you hear of other encounters, what are the telltale signs of someone who is lying? Is it intuition or something else that lets you know they're probably BSing or exaggerating? Very good question, Bell. First and foremost, I am a very good judge of character. I have, since I was a kid, had a built-in BS meter, and people that have some of the better channels out there, they have it. Trust me, Carol Ann from the In Between has it. Josh Ninocchio from What Lurks Beneath has it. There's a number of it. I get a gut feeling first and foremost, and I see people on some of the channels out there giving their experience, or they say it's an experience, and trust me, when it's cringeworthy, I call it a story. It's just so obvious to me. I do have intuition, and again, going to my gut feeling that I've trusted since I was a little kid. I would say throughout my life, when I have truly counted on my gut instinct, it has not failed me probably 98% of my life. So that's how much I trust my gut instinct. Um, yeah, I've gone some pretty bad ones, Belle. Yeah, you won't see them on this channel. Murphy, and I love that logo. How does the wife feel about all this spooky, scary stuff? Well,
I'm not going on camera, but I can tell you I am definitely not a fan. I am sunshine and rainbows, and Matt is dark and stormy and cloudy, scary stuff.
and to add, Murphy, he's made comments about you better never bring something home with you. And I told her about the dreamscape dream I had, and she flat out just said, if that thing comes here, it won't be able to get at you because I'll take care of you myself. So very well spoken,
You
Stacy.
supported me in my business, so I support you.
And we still owe everybody. By the way, I forgot about it, but I've got to remind everybody we still have a family picture where Stacy will be wearing the "I Believe in Dogmen" shirt that I got her. So we still haven't taken the picture. She thinks she got away with it. You guys just reminded me. So Murphy just said, when I try to bring the wife to the woods, hell no. Yeah. Uh, and I'm going to get to Carol Ann, opposites attract 100%, dear. That has been us our entire life for sure. Yes. And I spoke of, I don't know if any of you have heard of Hocking Hills in Ohio. Of course, Ohio, one of the most, supernatural, paranormal, cryptid covered states in America. One of, because I got yelled at. I said one time, the most haunted state in America. And I got a couple people. It's not that I looked it up on Google. Actually, it's subjective, and there's quite a few polls out there. My point I'm making is Ohio is extremely supernaturally covered. Hocking Hills, Ohio, is in southern Ohio, roughly about 4 hours from Youngstown, in the Youngstown area where I live. And it is full of Bigfoot and dogmen experiences. Richard McCandlish, if you don't know that name, look it up. You're going to see him in an interview. I drove down there a few months ago. I'm getting that edited, and there's some crazy stuff on there. And yes, I agree. Home Metal Studios, Ohio is up there with Alaska. I agree. Um, let's see. Danielle says, listen to this, Stacy. Haha, it's the opposite of my relationship. I'm the one wanting to go out and find and learn all about the paranormal, and my boyfriend would much rather not. Yeah. He had said, so the reason I was bringing up Hocking Hills, they have a huge cryptid conference every summer, and they have unbelievably beautiful cabins all throughout the forest. And she had said, well, you can go with your friends and go and look for whatever you're going to look for. We'll stay at the cabin and sit in the hot tub and all of that. So, Glades Creature, you are hilarious. Thank you, Belle. Shout out to your wife for providing such awesome support. She has been huge. Yes. Yeah, payback's a bitch. So just to let you guys know, she's owned a dance and baton studio for what, 33 years? And I went to so many dance and baton competitions over the years. So she owes me. What was that?
Okay.
I still do, correct, because of my daughter. My 16-year-old daughter is an unbelievable twirler, and she is supported by mom and dad. Let's see here. New Englander where True Secret's amazing because brand new hour plus injury. Yeah, I agree. That I don't know how they find that much. Now let's see. Danielle Bell, he won't watch scary movies with you. Oh, I need to have a talk with him. Well, listen, guys, I don't know if anybody has any more. Numa, yeah, pay up exactly for sure. Just to let everybody know, there's some good stuff coming out. Uh, let's go. Hold on. Let's put this on here. Bell going to Blondes Boosting and Ashmore. He was up to agree to go on to. Oh, okay. You guys are having a conversation. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, for sure. Dance month. So, anybody doesn't have any questions, we're going to get going here. So, what I wanted to let you guys know is first and foremost, please, before we sign off, there's 59 of you here. If you haven't hit that like button, please go and hit that. I would greatly appreciate it. And let's see, Joe, I'm going to answer your question. You send them, I'll do it. Would you consider making a show on Alaska dogmen sightings? I'll tell you what, hold on 1 second. I dropped my pen. I'll do you one better because I can't find it. I am going to make a notation to myself. Give me 1 second. Make Alaska Dogman sightings. I got you, brother. You guys ask, and I will give it to you. Just give me a little time, and I will. So just to let you guys, and you're welcome, Joe. Just to let you guys know, we have, aside from this live stream I just did, we have a new video coming out. It's this close to being done, so I'll either release it tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to try and get it finished for tonight. I have other uh, interviews that are coming, and then I am going to plan on releasing something special on Saturday. So my members and my Patreon members, they know. They know. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Danielle. That's awesome. Thank you guys. That's awesome. 56 watching, 81 likes. My God, thank you guys. So just to let you guys know, again, something special coming for Saturday. The Patreon and the members know what that is. If you join one or the other, there's going to be a lot more. I've kind of been holding back a little bit because I've been so busy. You're going to be getting a lot more information, some special things coming your way on the memberships and the Patreon. But everybody will have the ability to see what's coming on Saturday. It'll be new. It's something I've never done before, and I'm really excited about it. And I hope you guys like it. If there is no more questions, I am going to say goodbye for the night. I want to thank you guys, and Belle, thank you. I appreciate that. I promise you guys this. So things have been getting better around here, not just the health, but the channel is going to start lifting to a better level. And I promise you guys, awesome stuff coming up. Better videos, great things on the horizon. And here's one more question. Anzar, I'll give it to you, brother. Is there different types of dogmen, whether solo or packs? I have heard both, Anzar. Good question. I would have, like I said, I would have loved to have known if the one that came after me was by itself. I absolutely, positively believe some are in packs. I've heard experiences that they were attacked by packs. Martin Groves had 2 or 3 coming after him and his partner. Dino Brava, I'll finish these real quick for you guys. What's your take on Todd Standing? I'll make this one quick. I've heard positive things said about Todd, and I've heard some negative things. My only thing that I will say is if he's being funny about what he's done, I'll give as nice as an answer as I can. Shame on him, and he should be shamed for it. If what he's doing is true and real, then I applaud him, and then he should be given his due. If it's proven that the stuff that he has seen and done is true, then God bless him. Okay, hey Matt, let me ask you, with your encounter, when the dog growled or made a sound, did you feel it in your body and connect telepathically? When I had the experience with my friends, our body shook. I felt like my eyeballs vibrated, everything vibrated, almost like standing next to a giant set of speakers at a concert. I felt sick. I felt like I was going over. In my Dogman dreamscape, where I saw it, and it wasn't a dream, it was something else. It spoke to me telepathically. It did mind speak. So, yes. Thank you, Glades Creature. Let's see. I don't want to leave anyway. You guys are asking. All right, everybody. God bless you too, Jim Ellis. Everybody, I love you. Thank you. I'm so happy you guys came. I didn't think anybody was going to come. Have a good night, everybody. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great night, and I will get that video together for Saturday. I think you're going to like it. Take care, everybody.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it greatly helps out the channel. I'll see you next time on Planet 412.